Ostrich. The flightless ostrich is the world's largest bird. They roam African savanna and desert lands and get most of their water from the plants they eat. Speed and movement. Though they cannot fly, ostriches are fleet, strong runners. They can sprint up to 43 miles an hour and run over distance at 31 miles an hour. They may use their wings as rudders to help them change direction while running. An ostrich's powerful, long legs can cover 10 to 16 feet in a single stride. These legs can also be formidable weapons. Ostrich kicks can kill a human or a potential predator like a lion. Each two-toed foot has a long, sharp claw, herds and reproduction. Ostriches live in small herds that typically contain less than a dozen birds. Alpha males maintain these herds, and mate with the group's dominant hen. The male sometimes mates with others in the group, and wandering males may also mate with lesser hens. All of the group's hens place their eggs in the dominant hen's nest, though her own are given the prominent center place. The dominant hen and male take turns incubating the giant eggs, each one of which weighs as much as 24 chicken eggs. Behavior and diet. Contrary to popular belief, ostriches do not bury their heads in the sand. The old saw probably originates with one of the bird's defensive behaviors. At the approach of trouble, ostriches will lie low and press their long necks to the ground in an attempt to become less visible. Their plumage blends well with sandy soil and, from a distance, gives the appearance that they have buried their heads in the sand. Ostriches typically eat plants, roots, and seeds but will also eat insects, lizards, or other creatures available in their sometimes harsh habitat. Ostrich, Struthiocamelus, large flightless bird found only in open country in Africa. The largest living bird, an adult male, may be 2.75 meters, about 9 feet, tall, almost half of its height is neck, and weigh more than 150 kilograms, 330 pounds. The female is somewhat smaller. The ostrich's egg, averaging about 150 millimeters, 6 inches, in length by 125 millimeters, 5 inches, in diameter and about 1.35 kilograms, 3 pounds, is also the world's largest. The male is mostly black but has white plumes in the wings and tail. Females are mostly brown. The head and most of the neck, reddish to bluish in color, is lightly downed. The legs, including the powerful thighs, are bare. The head is small, the bill short and rather wide. The big brown eyes have thick black lashes. Ostriches are seen individually, in pairs, in small flocks, or in large aggregations, depending on the season. The ostrich relies on its strong legs, uniquely two-toed, with the main toe developed almost as a hoof, to escape its enemies, chiefly humans and the larger carnivores. A frightened ostrich can achieve a speed of 72.5 kilometers, 45 miles, per hour. If cornered, it can deliver dangerous kicks. Ostriches live mainly on vegetation but also take some animal food, mainly insects. They can go without water for long periods. Breeding males emit lion-like roars and hisses as they fight for a harem of 3 to 5 hens. A communal nest scraped in the ground contains more than a dozen shiny, whitish eggs. The major hen of the harem may get rid of some of the eggs to make incubation more manageable. The male sits on the eggs by night, the females take turns during the day. The chicks hatch in about 40 days and when a month old can keep up with running adults. To escape detection, chicks as well as adults may lie on the ground with neck outstretched, a habit that may have given rise to the mistaken belief that the ostrich buries its head in the sand when danger threatens. Ostrich plumes adorned the helmets of medieval European knights, and in the 19th century such plumes were sold for women's finery. This demand led to the establishment of ostrich farms in South Africa, the southern United States, Australia, and elsewhere, but the trade collapsed after World War I. Ostriches are now raised for their meat and hide, which provides a soft, fine-grained leather. The birds have been trained for saddle and sulky racing, but they tire easily and are not well suited for training. They do well in captivity and may live 50 years. The ostrich is typical of a group of flightless birds called ratites. Ostrich populations differing slightly in skin color, size, and egg features formerly were considered separate species, but now they are considered to be merely races of Struthiocamelus. Most familiar is the North African ostrich, S. camelus camelus, ranging, in much reduced numbers, from Morocco to Sudan. Ostriches also live in eastern and southern Africa. The Syrian ostrich, S. camelus syriacus, of Syria and Arabia became extinct in 1941. The ostrich is the only living species in the genus Struthio. Ostriches are the only members of the family Struthionidae in the order Struthionoformes, a group that also contains kiwis, emus, cassowaries, and rheas. The oldest fossil relatives of ostriches belong to the species Chalciaves grande, which were excavated from the Green River Formation in Wyoming and date to the Eocene epoch, some 56 million to 34 million years ago.